Your host, Blake Walker. It is already week 3 of the Iowa high school football season, and we're here to bring you our little pregame here before we get to the big game here this evening. We're going to go through rankings, talk to a couple coaches, give you a couple previews, and tell you what's on Central Iowa Sports Network tonight. Let's start out with the new rankings released just a couple days ago. These are your latest rankings that released on Monday by the Radio Iowa Group. Waukee Northwest is the new #1 team in Class 5A after their win over Valley. Very strong showing by the Wolves. Iowa City Liberty, after they throttle Southeast Polk, jump up to the #2 spot. Valley drops back to 3rd after the loss to Waukee Northwest. Dowling Catholic settles into the #4 spot, and Southeast Polk drops to 5th after the loss to Liberty. At the number 6 position, Iowa City West, with a handful of D1 recruits, jumps up to the number 6 position. The Trojans looking very good here to start the season. Ankeny slots in at the 7 position. Sioux City East and their talented quarterback Cal Jepson find themselves in the 8 position, trying to find a little bit more footing against better opponents as the weeks go on. Cedar Rapids Prairie slots in at the 9 spot, and that Cedar Falls defense finishes out the top 10. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have a couple interviews with the coaches of tonight's matchups. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show. We'll be right back.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. It's time to talk to some coaches here before the big game this evening. We had a couple of our members of our team chat with a couple coaches ahead of tonight's game. Let's go to those right now. First-year head coach, official head coach of the Saydell Eagles, Saxon Dolan, joins me here on our pregame show here. Coach, first of all, congratulations on the job here. Obviously, you were a defensive coordinator with Saydell, but obviously now you make the jump to a head coach. You're 0-2 here to start the year, obviously experimenting, improving here at this as the season starts. I wanted to talk about your defense first, really. You guys had, I think, 7 interceptions all of last year defensively. You've already got 4 now in just 2 games, and one of those is a player that already has 3. Can you lead into that just a little bit? Is it your defensive-minded coaching that you think has helped you out just a little bit to start?
So I think that's definitely something that we can hang our hat on. I think the staff that we brought into place were all defensive-minded individuals. So being able to combine all our efforts and kind of philosophies, we're able to put kids in positions that's helping us be successful throughout games. Our defense, we're really striving just on the mentality of flying around, making sure we're being disciplined players, and then executing at the best of our ability. So I think our players are really starting to buy in. Even with our short numbers that we have, we're really working on that conditioning aspect as well. As we got about 17 or so players, so we have a lot of guys playing both ways, not really coming off the field. So being able to kind of get those stats and achieve those successes with the amount of playing times that they're enduring is just a huge compliment to our players and the effort that they're bringing to the field.
You have a returning wide receiver. Is it Landon Soma last name?
Landon Soma, yep.
Soma, Landon Soma. Returns from last year really improved last year as the season went on, and he's been your top target this year. And with Bennett at quarterback, is that a very important 1-2 connection for both Bennett as a quarterback being a first-year starter and then Soma obviously being the top wide receiver?
I think that's definitely kind of something that Turner looks to a lot. He likes the confidence that he has in Landon. Landon is very skilled at what he does with his route running and with his hands. So I think it's just kind of that confidence builder that Turner looks for, and knowing that Soma is always going to be that guy to go up and fight for that catch. We also have some other weapons out at receivers that we're starting to develop, which is going to assist kind of Landon's availability or his openness, just as Turner kind of builds the confidence as some of those other threats as well. We're really happy with the receiving core that we have. It's just really trying to utilize that and get all on the same page as the season progresses.
You have a workhorse on defense with Damian Nauman. He is absolutely incredible. At 21 and a half tackles already this year. You talk about being on the field a lot, but is he kind of the leader of the defense in the fact that, I mean, he just seems, statistically, he seems like he's everywhere?
No, he's one of our best players that we're looking at as leadership wise and just the way he models, the way he plays. He'll be a third-year starter this year as a junior, so started as a freshman. Just always comes with a great mentality and a great work ethic. So being able to combine that with the way his skills have developed, with the work he's put in the weight room, he's really starting to see a lot of those successes show out on the football field. Again, playing both ways, playing offensive line and defensive line. Again, just fighting through that fatigue and being able to play at such a dominant level for 4 quarters has been impressive from him.
Played Des Moines North here on Friday nights, a game that, according to Bound, hasn't happened since 2007. So it's a familiar, or it's a new opponent. Obviously, they're kind of in the same boat as you guys, not a very big roster by any means. They are coming off a win. What do you think? Do you see in practice here this week that'll be keys to get a victory here on Friday night?
I think the biggest thing for us is just being disciplined in what we do. We've had too many penalties last week and then too many mental stakes the week before. So really just focusing on what we do and try to do what we do well. I think making sure that we have the confidence that we know our playbook, that we know what details we're going against this week and the game plan component. I think those things all factor in just to make sure we're as mentally prepared and confident going into Friday night as we can be.
Coach, we appreciate your time here and we wish you the best of luck here on Friday night.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Once again, we want to thank all the coaches that give us time during the week to come in and chat with us, also providing us lineups, anything else that we might need. We really appreciate it in helping you get better information here before the game on Friday night. We'll take one more break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a preview of what's on the docket here tonight on the CISN Sports Network, and then we're going to talk about the games itself and who we think can maybe come away with a victory. We'll be right back.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. It's time to preview what you're going to see tonight on the Central Iowa Sports Network. One big game here next on the program. Here's the preview for what you're going to see on the gridiron.
Paul Yeager and Tim Halbert will have the call of the Ankeny hosting Des Moines Roosevelt game. Tim, last week you saw Centennial run the ball a lot. Kind of common what I think we're going to see Ankeny do tonight and try to run the ball a lot. Daniel Larmy, the workhorse, the best in 5A in most carries, most yards, most all-purpose yards. So much for that pitch count, huh?
Yeah, he's averaging, he's had over 30 carries per game the last 2 games, followed by the quarterback. Roush is like their second leading rushers. So we're going to see that's the 1-2 punch in the running game is Roush and Larmy.
running the ball is also part of the Roosevelt DNA, and they're doing it with a youth movement. What have you seen from them?
Once again, they're combined now with Hoover, and I think those young players are coming in. I'm looking at a lot of sophomores in the starting position. So the two running backs, Jaden Shields and Jamari Harrison, both those two are combined for nearly 500 yards. So we're going to see a lot of running from them. They don't pass the ball quite a bit because they also have a sophomore starting quarterback. So we're going to see a lot of 1-2 punch from Roosevelt tonight.
And there's also been a little bit of alternation of quarterbacks. They've had some issues there. I think injury was part of the story. So this is one of those, dare I say it, Tim? We're going to have ourselves some guys lathered up running the ball.
Yeah, the game might go pretty fast. I think we'll see a lot of running game. The clock will be moving, so I don't think a big passing game. I look for Roosevelt goes, they have nothing to lose playing this game. They know they're coming into a very good Ankeny team. I mean, the only loss that the Ankeny Hawks have is to the number 1 team in 5A right now by a single point. So I think they're going to open it up. We may see maybe some trick plays coming in there with the running game, some misdirection. So I think everything's on the table there for the game tonight.
Both of these teams 1-1. You mentioned the Northwest loss for Ankeny. It was a win at Waukee last week where defense made 2 fourth-down stops. They had an interception and a fumble. Look out for that defense. They've given up some points, but they've also held when needed. And Tim, we've got the return of Dawson Winiger tonight at linebacker for Ankeny.
Yeah, we'll see how he plays. This is his first game, so it always takes a game to get used to it. I think he'll be pretty excited to play. But yeah, they held Waukee to only 82 yards rushing last week. That's really good. The only touchdown was late in the fourth quarter on a kickoff return. I think that kind of got the game closer than they thought. But that was a really good defensive dominating effort by them. So I look them to keep that up against this team. Not to get overconfident against the Roosevelt team, but then, can they play that same tempo of defense, even with Whittinger coming in, just makes them even stronger.
Roosevelt's defense, as we mentioned, will have their hands full with running. Throwing the ball has been something that Ankeny's trying to get the timing. How can a fast defense, because that's the one thing I hear about Roosevelt, is it's a fast group of guys. How can speed disrupt things in a passing game?
If you're late on the throws, if you're going out there waiting for the guy to break open, you want to hit them. If you're a little late, that they can converge and get there, they're going to swarm the ball quite a bit because they have a lot of high energy. So you want to get some quick timing routes out there. Maybe try to get over the top to spread that defense out a little bit. So see, the passing game has to be fairly sharp with a very quick reacting defense that Roosevelt's going to present.
Speaking of late, we're late in our clock here. Tim Halber, Paul Yeager will have the call tonight of Des Moines Roosevelt and Ankeny coming up at the top of the hour here on CISN. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you. See you, Paul.
That will do it for us here on the Central Iowa Sports Network pregame show. We appreciate everyone for watching. We're going to send you to the game. Enjoy your Football Friday, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Good evening on a very warm mid-September night. It's 83 degrees. The wind is blowing. We are ready for week 3 of the Iowa High School Athletic Association varsity football season. Tonight, it's 2 1-1 teams. It's the Des Moines Roosevelt Rough Riders at the Ankeny Hawks. Hello, everybody, here from Ankeny Stadium. Tim Halber. I'm Paul Yeager. Emma Eckhart will be with us in just a moment. Tim, this is a game that two teams can figure out who they just might be. In week 1, the two teams find out what about themselves?
They find out who can play and who's ready to play. I think they call it like week 1. This is the liar. You don't know who you are. If you win the game, you think you're going undefeated. If you lose your game, you think the season's lost. Week 2 comes in, they call it the truth week. You find out how much you bounce back in week 2. Week 3, they call it the George Washington week. You kind of find it is what it is. We cannot lie. So they'll find out a lot tonight in the week 3, which is a third of the season.
What we know is both these teams can run the football. For Roosevelt, it's Jaden Shields. It's super sophomores all around. What's so special about Jaden?
He's like one of the top running backs in the number 5 in 5A. He's averaging over 7 yards, almost 8 yards a carry. He has 257 yards on the game. He'll catch the ball once in a while, so he's one of the mainstays.
And for Ankeny, it's Daniel Larmy. This guy is the best in 5A for most carries, yards, all-purpose yards.
Yeah, he's the motor that gets it going. He's got a lot more leg strength. He will not go down with a simple leg tackle, so that offense goes through him. And he's been we'll see him a lot in one-back sets, and he's the main ball carrier for the Ankeny Hawks.
He's been the workhorse. They got to find somebody else if they're going to keep him on a pitch count and keep him healthy. There is a big game every week here in high school football. But, Tim, this is one of those where you get a little worried. Is this a trap game for Ankeny? They've got Centennial on the schedule for next week. You can't look past a very talented Roosevelt, but young Roosevelt squad.
At Roosevelt, they have nothing to lose. They're going to come out here. They're very fast. They're quick. They're going to swarm the football. This is a big game for them. You don't want Ankeny looking forward to the big game against Centennial next week. You can't play next week's game tonight, so you have to take care of business tonight. Go into that game next week at 2-1.
All right, third member of our broadcast crew is Emma Eckhart. She is down on the sidelines, and we've been trying to hear her all night. So, Emma, I don't know. You can hear me, but say hello. Yeah, we have not been able to get this to work. So we will check in with her in a little bit. As one more thing I'm going to try. Nope, that's not going to work either. All right, so it's 83 degrees. The wind is out of the south-southwest from 11 to 19 miles an hour. We have ourselves a good crowd here on the home side. The Roosevelt fans are still making their way into the stadium, and we are getting ready for Week 3. Roosevelt comes off of a win last week against Des Moines East, where the Ankeny Hawks, they were on the road. They took the other Waukee team down to the wire, and this time it was victorious. Instead of losing by a point, they were able to put a win last week at Waukee. So, Tim, it's going to be Ankeny receiving the football on the right side. They're in their maroon tops, gold pants. Roosevelt in their white tops with navy blue pants. They'll kick from left to right. Getting ready to kick it off is going to be Samuel Zay. He is the senior. Back deep for Ankeny. We talked about it's Fisher and Mars Clark.
We'll see how the kicking game goes tonight. It is breezy down there. Imagine if you get the ball up in the air, it's going to see how it carries. So Roosevelt is kicking into the wind to start this game.
And that's Nicholas Edrington that's kicking off instead. Zay will be the punter. Edrington's kick is a good one. It's going to be taken by Clark at the 10. He goes up towards the middle of the field, gets one block, and then he hits two white shirt spins, and then he is going to be wrestled down short of the 20. His forward progress will take him across the 20. Their first is Hushindi Abe for Roosevelt, and it'll be first down and 10 Ankeny, their first offensive series here of the game.
You see how Roosevelt lines up here. They've generally run a three down linemen with 3 or 4 linebackers. The linebackers come up on a press, look like defensive ends there, so they're really going to gap that line. Obviously, they're going to key on Larmy here in this first series. Where he goes, that defense's linebackers are going to shift.
Larmy in the backfield, one receiver to the left, 2 to the right. They go reverse play action. Down the middle of the field, it's Brandhorst. He gets tripped up at the 45, no flag. Brandhorst looks for the penalty, won't get it. Nico Lockett there for coverage for Roosevelt.
Looked like something we saw out of an Iowa State game with Rocco Beck going back there passing on the first down to kind of loosen up that defense.
Second down and 10. Handoff Larmy up the middle. He gets through the line of scrimmage and into early part of the secondary before he is brought down by Paulo Usani.
Good block by the guard there, Jack Aubrey. Sophomore lineman has come in there for Breitbach, doing a nice job, as a young lineman in this formation.
3rd and 4 from the 21. Now at the 26-yard line. 2 receivers to the left. Larmy to the side of Roush. And before the snap, we're going to have a penalty going to be called against Ankeny.
It was taking a little too much time getting the play. The play kept changing up there. They looked at the formation. They had a spread formation. And it's a long time for linemen to stay in their stance and not get up and look at, for the next play. So what they gained, they lost on that penalty.
So now it'll be 3rd and 10. The ball goes back to the 21-yard line. Hawks need to get to the 31. Roush throws the out. It's going to be over the head of his intended receiver, which is Tazen Lando Alfafara, and it's incomplete. So Ankeny is going to go 3 and out on their first offensive series here against Roosevelt.
Ankeny choosing to go with 2 pass plays, in the first 3 plays on that drive.
Into punt is the freshman, Clayton Gardner. He stands back at his own 5-yard line. Back deep, Evan Wold for Roosevelt, who stands at his own 40-yard line.
They may come after the freshman.
Good snap from Hayden Carlson, gets into the jet stream. Good spiral kick. Wold takes it at the 41, and then he's brought down right away by Joey Sandvig.
Yeah, Sandvig did a great job down there, slowed down a little bit, let him catch the ball, not going for the fake, and a good open field tackle there with no return on that play. So Sandvig, not only what he does on defense, doing a great job there on punt coverage.
So now it'll be the Roosevelt offense. We've seen a couple of quarterbacks getting action, and we think it's going to be Einertson, and it is, coming out to start things out for Roosevelt. He's got 2 running backs behind him, 1 to his side and 1 behind him. Now shifting. They're going to go on the power sweep, and left side, not very far, goes Shields, and he's tackled by the new return, Dawson Whittaker, who was out for the first 2 weeks of the season, is now getting his first start tonight.
Yeah, I bet he's going to be a little amped up tonight. He's been eager to look for a game here, see how he reacts to game speed. I bet it won't take him very long to get caught up there, but almost caught Shields in the backfield. Empty backfield set.
If you're Ankeny, you're trying to make a big play. They go handoff again. It's going to be up the middle for Harrison.
Looks like
He'll get maybe a yard. Jenkins the tackle.
Hunter Minner, first one, also getting off there on that defensive lineman position, getting in there. Ederson, the quarterback, number 8, he's a big kid. He's 6'3", 200. Not known to run the ball very well, but he'd be hard to bring down. So now we're looking at bringing up a 3rd and long. Is it a passing down for Roosevelt?
Pass situation down the field, and it's going to be incomplete, intended for Wold. The penalty flag is going to come out. On coverage was Wirtz.
I think Wirtz didn't turn his head around. I think he was kind of tailing him there. Not sure if it was a catchable ball, but they're going to throw the flag on Wirtz. Good arm there by Enertson going out there, airing it out. That's going to give them a first down.
So it'll be 3rd down. 3rd down for... 3rd down's wiped away on the penalty. The penalty moves it up to the 41-yard line. Wirtz had been getting the praises of coaches, and there he may have gotten his head back just a little bit late, Tim, and that was actually a point of emphasis by the Athletic Association this week on their weekly officiating crew. I'll get in a little bit more of that story in a moment. 1st and 10 now from the 41 of Ankeny. Back to pass, and incomplete goes Einertson. His intended receiver was thrown behind him. And it looked like Frazee on coverage. The intended was Aiden Rogers.
Yeah, Aiden Rogers sometimes will play defense. I see him now. He's moving over to offense. So they'll run 3 backs. They got Shields. They got Jamari Harrison. We'll see him in there as well. So they keep them fresh. These guys are all young players. A lot of speed on that, on the inside and outside, trying to get some jet sweeps to get them to the outside.
2nd and 10. Roosevelt moving on this first drive. They had the help of the penalty. They go to work here on 2nd down. Einertson throws. Now swings it out, and it's going to be stood up. Mars Clark is there first, and the along was the receiver. He was about a yard in front, but the problem was Einertson was 8 yards back. It's a loss of 8.
Yeah, great play by Clark there, playing the coverage. Trying to set up like a bubble screen to the outside, but those things that when you throw a pass behind the line of scrimmage, that's that danger of there's an open field tackle. You can lose yard on a forward pass.
So this is the type of situation where you're trying to make a big play, And before we could get this 3rd and 15, Roosevelt calls timeout. We'll keep it here. I want to see if Emma Eckhart can hear me now. We can go to Emma. I might have figured out the situation there. Emma, I just want to check and see if you can hear me, and go ahead and Emma, you there? I can see.
Me?
Yeah, I can.
There we go.
There we go, Emma. What's it like down there on the field?
Well, I mean, the energy is just amazing. Both teams are ready for this game. Roosevelt put up a good stop there to start the game, and it's beautiful out here.
Is it shorts weather? Is it long sleeve weather? What is it?
I mean, I'm in shorts and a short sleeve shirt, so I'm hanging on to summer as much as I can.
Very good, Emma. Thank you. Here's the pro tip, Tim. I had her on the wrong frequency. You'd think I would know these things.
Well, it's your first time doing this, so you're catching on.
Someday I'll get it. Out of the timeout, Roosevelt will have it. 3rd and 15. Ball's on the 46-yard line of Ankeny.
See if Ankeny will blitz there to put some more pressure on the quarterback.
Now they bring in the bunch of to the far side, and they throw it, and it's caught to Wold. He's spun around. Mars Clark, after about a yard gain. It'll be 4th down, and probably a punting situation coming for Roosevelt as they bring Samuel Zeze out to kick. And back deep, Mars Clark, along with Wirtz, will go to field this punt.
Good blitz there, putting pressure on the quarterback. He didn't have a lot of time there to throw, so he's got to throw something short out in the flat. Very well covered by Clark, accruing at the 4th and 12.
So take out the penalty. It's an even 0 of offense for Roosevelt, only 5 yards for Ankeny. Zeze's kick is a knuckler. It bounces in front of Wirtz, and he is going to yell fire and get out of the way. That was nothing but trouble as there was coverage by Roosevelt. A number of players were on that situation here. All right, Tim, tonight we got big games all out of the Des Moines area. Everything's on the road tonight.
Right.
Waukee Northwest at City High. Sioux City East is at Heelan. Dowling at Dallas Center Grimes, if you consider Grimes out of the area. Waukee is at Cedar Rapids Kennedy. Linn-Mar at Liberty. Southeast Polk is at Norwalk, so two new 5A combos, and then Urbandale and Valley. Here it's Ankeny and Roosevelt. The touch tip to Larmy, and he's going to get almost 12 yards before Abwe makes the tackle after a huge pickup there for Ankeny.
Yeah, we had Larmy coming out of the slot position on the left-hand side, coming back in right in front there, like a little catch toss there from Roush to Larmy.
I think we have a new sound effect that just caught everybody off guard. Yeah. Larmy goes back underneath, gets a couple of yards. Before Paulo Asani, the sophomore linebacker, we talked about it briefly in the open, Tim, about the youth of this Roosevelt team. This class is kind of fun to watch for a number of years, but now, Tim, game 3, you really start, as you said, try to find out who you are. These sophomores are starting to settle in.
Yeah, the game time experience there has been really good. They're seeing the speed of the game as they're getting used to it. There's a couple seniors on defense, but we're seeing a lot. There's no seniors starting on offense, so they're really going to grow with each other as the season goes on. See the attrition, seeing a team, like Ankeny live, so they're gonna get tested tonight.
Abwe the tackle, gain for Larmy is enough for a first down. Roush to throw, caught by Brandhorst at the 48-yard line. He's quickly downed by Brooks and also Usani.
Yeah, Brandhorst comes in with 14 carries in the season, 162 yards, 2 TDs. Quarterback's friend, those little hook patterns, those short hook patterns, get that defense to come up there. These guys are going to press and want to cover that close. Then you have that hook and go. That might be open later in the game.
Look at you, big terminology, hook and go. 2nd and 5 for Ankeny, 6:30 to play here in the quarter. McDowell in motion, gets the ball on the jet sweep. He gets to the outside. He's got a man. He's got a good block from Carlson. Spins his way, and Cooper out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Gets helped up. Hollins makes the tackle for Roosevelt, but there's the jet sweep. They've been trying to get Cooper McDowell involved. Good first down there for Ankeny.
Yeah, McDowell got some good speed to the outside. He bounced it out there. That's what they need, is have some other running backs are coming up there. Take some of the carries off of Larmy. Keep him fresh. Let him really run the ball in the second half. So good, little jet sweep there to the outside. Roush did a nice job riding the play, bringing the linebackers in.
Downfield blocks key, and right there Carlson was a big part of it. Richmond in motion. They go back, fake it to Hepp. Roush keeps it. He's got some open and then is just hit at the midsection, drilled there by David Brooks Jr. Pretty good play. Gain on the play of almost 10. Make it 9, so it'll be 2nd and 2.
Good blocking up there on the right side of the line, and then Roush read it and took it to the outside. That's where he's really most dangerous. He's got 12 carries for 49 yards coming into this game. 2 touchdowns as a quarterback.
I'm not sure he's the guy, though, that Coach wants to see run the ball more than they, again, keep it with Roush. He'll get the first down before Gibson makes the tackle. You know, Coach Luther and Coach Bauer trying to talk their way through of strategy and things like that, but we talked about it a couple of times. The pitch count for Larmy, you're trying to keep him fresh. As we see now, Hepp is out, and McDowell back in at running back.
That was a dive fake, to Hepp, and there took it in. Became basically the lead blocker for Roush, so that picks up a first down. So we've picked up some first downs here last 3 plays without Larmy carrying the ball, so he is.
The fake, Roush goes up the middle. He makes a move on a defensive lineman, and then finally he's brought down by Joshua Hollins.
Looks like we have a defensive lineman down for Roosevelt. Got caught in the wash there in the block.
Hawks get a first down. They're inside the red zone now. Ball is placed at the 5, so it'll be 1st and goal. Carlson and Fisher come near side. Brandhorst and that's Tazen. That's Lando on the right side with Larmy in the backfield. The gives to Larmy. He's off right tackle, and he'll get a couple. He was trying to get behind Zach Breitbach there. Gibson comes up to make the stop for Roosevelt. It'll be 2nd and goal after a gain of about a yard.
Those outside linebackers, the officials timeout.
And now they're going to say Roush has to come out.
Maybe a little, I don't know if he has blood on his arm.
Yep, he's got a gash on his forearm. So here comes Mason Mahan, the junior quarterback. Richmond and Bauer come in, so we're going the big package for blocking if you're Ankeny, when you bring in your double tight set.
And Richmond, has been, a great blocker there coming in on these formations.
Mahan's going to give it to Larmy. Cuts back into the middle of the end zone. Touchdown! Daniel Larmy strikes first for Ankeny.
Great blocking on the outside there. It ran into the double tight ends. You lined up, in the tight end position and the slot on the left side. Key blocking there. Larmy, what he does great is he waits for the blocks to develop, cuts it in inside the tackle, takes it into the end zone for the first touchdown.
Look at the student section, and they're all orange. We'll talk about that in a moment, but first it's time for the 2-point conversion. Ankeny having trouble with a kicker right now. They've had some injuries, but I think they are going to bring in the kicker. It is going to be Mason Delval out of the hold of Mahan. Kick is up, and it is through. 7-0 Ankeny here from Ankeny Stadium.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Mason Duvall to kick after the 3-yard touchdown run by Daniel Larmy. 7-0 Ankeny. 4:09 to play first quarter. Back for Roosevelt. Arnold is the up back at the 15, and behind him is Joshua Hollins.
First kick by the freshman kicker, Duvall. Nice job.
As they work through the injury to Ganal, the starting kicker. And it's a short, bouncy one, high in the air. That is a chance for Ankeny to recover. Ping-ponging around, and it's going to stay. Ball is loose. It's going to be Roosevelt football. Let's go down to Emma Eckhart. A special night here at the Ankeny Stadium. Emma?
Yeah, Paul, well, I'm in front of the student section, and they're wearing orange tonight for a special cause. Resident Corey, he has kidney cancer, and it's a rare and aggressive form. He's vowed with his kids to play catch.
And earlier tonight, we were a chance to see Corey and his family were there, introduced before. There's a look at his wife and 2 sons as they were honored, and the crowd is all in orange tonight, and the shirt is Handle Hard Better. Good job there, Emma. Thank you for that report, and good to see so many orange shirts here tonight. Right now, it's the white shirts of Roosevelt as they go to work, 1st and 10 from their own 45. And it's going to be fake the toss, and they go with the eye dive. And it's going to be the handoff is to Jaden Shields. Logan Wirtz the tackle, and that's a 10-yard gain. Move the chains for Roosevelt.
Big power eye formation. The first time we've seen Enertson under center. Did a nice job there, gave it to the eye back. Got some big blocking up front, challenging that interior defense of the Ankeny Hawks. See if they want to go back to something, running the ball between the tackles. They've been trying to bounce everything to the outside, running, throwing short, out patterns to the flat.
Timeout on the field. We'll step away for 30 seconds. You're watching high school football on CISM. Out of the Roosevelt timeout, they'll have it 1st and 10 from the Ankeny 45-yard line. They've been hanging around midfield. Had a first down on their first series, but then stalled out and had to punt it. Now they're going to work down 7-0. Enertson in the gun. Hard snap count. They'll give it to the sophomore Shields. On the season, Shields averaging just under 8 yards per carry, scored 3 touchdowns. Nathan Becker is the tackler for Ankeny.
And Shields tonight has 4 carries for 14 yards. The defense doing a good job holding him in check. And a lot of that came on that 10-yard run a couple plays ago.
And we have a penalty flag, I'm guessing.
Illegal substitution on the offense. 5-yard penalty to the previous spot. Repeat second down.
I don't know if that's too many men in the huddle and one goes back to the sideline.
Yeah. They were waiting to call that one. Our officiating crew tonight is Michael Hansen. Todd Waddell, Daniel Grooms, Bruce Feuerbach, Andrew Steffensmeyer, and Ronnie Weedman. And your field judge is Craig DeDecker. 5-yard penalty makes it 2nd and 15 at the 49-yard line. Ball is on the turf. It went out of the hands of Harrison, and Ankeny has it. Coming up with the football, last one on the pile is Daniel Frazee.
Daniel Frazee, the senior, sticking his nose in there, and the ball hit the ground. Looks like They tried to do a RPO, but neither one, Easton didn't get the ball quite to Shields. It came out and dropped on the ground. So a big turnover, the first turnover of the game. We have here in the defense, gives the offense a great field position at the Roosevelt 48-yard line.
Not sure if it was Frazee that caused the it was just a bad handoff. It wasn't a hit, but it was like he saw Frazee coming, and just all of a sudden that ball was on the turf. So Ankeny has it.
Got there late, rolled off his hip and kind of fell behind him, and then it was just a free-for-all.
From the 48, Fisher goes in motion. The give is back to Larmy. Larmy has some room, makes a move. He's at the 40. 35-30 near sideline, brought out the 25-yard line. Brought down by Usani.
You know, Larmy picking up a lot of yards, or he kind of went off the inside hip of Zach Breitbach, the 6'4", 300-pound senior. Very smart running there. Take it on the inside, then take it to the outside, so big blocking there. Breitbach just kicked out the defensive end, creating a huge hole for Larmy.
Roush rolls out, throws it just over the head of Fisher, incomplete. It'll be second down.
That's got to come out a little bit faster there. He saw that he was open. He was waiting and waiting for him to get more separation, but he has that out there. I think he was looking deep as well. I think, Brandhorst is running down towards a flag pattern.
2nd and 10. They've been trying to get other guys into the offense, this Ankeny team, as they look slowly back at the sideline, but the officials think not enough. I was talking earlier, this is going to be a false start against Ankeny. If you were with us in week 1 and you saw the game against Northwest, this time they're going to call encroachment on Roosevelt. The officiating crew that night called it as encroachment against Northwest on every time. It was about 4 or 5 plays. But then the Athletic Association came out with their officiating review last week and said that should have been false start because of Ankeny's movements. They were too far down. There's 3 criteria, and Ankeny was
the linemen
violated.
had established their stance, even if you don't have your hand on the ground.
And now we have another penalty flag coming from the backside.
They may have had movement on the offense.
And so the 5 yards that you giveth and taketh away.
Little concentration there, getting a lot of movement in.
Is this where I'm supposed to say who the linemen are? Do I let them pass for this time?
You just let them pass. It's a small infraction.
Richmond goes in motion. Pruitt to snap. Fisher goes by. They go back underneath Larmy, and boy, Roosevelt had that read like a book. Great play right in the middle.
97.
Hopkins. Cale Hopkins. Clearly they saw that on tape because that was Roosevelt knew what was coming. They knew the motion this way. They were coming back underneath.
Usually the trap block inside, the lineman didn't reach, and the defensive tackle shot the gap and found Larmy in the backfield, so it creates a 1-yard loss.
Drive that started with promise is on the verge of stalling out. 3rd and 11 for Ankeny from the Roosevelt 25-yard line. Roush and Larmy in the backfield. They're going to play action. They go down the near sideline. Brandhorst over the defender in the back of the end zone. And it is a touchdown. Hold the phones. What a play for Ankeny.
Nice job there. He ran off the receiver, didn't break, but a great, loft. Roush did a great job throwing the ball over the coverage, dropping it in on his hands, turned around, caught it on his hip. Touchdown, Ankeny.
They look to Brandhorst on the near sideline, and they catch it right there. Going backwards, just got over the defender. A little bit of a height mismatch there. And Ankeny again doing the swinging gate type as they'll go again with the kick with Mason Duvall. Out of the hold of Mahan. The snap, the kick is up, and it is good. 14-0. Ankeny leads. 2:03 to play here first quarter.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
26-yard touchdown pass from Roush to Brandhorst. Extra point is good. It's Ankeny 14, Roosevelt nothing. As the lights start to take full effect here, as the sky is a little bit gray, but man, it is warm for a night. And that's another short kick bouncing in the air and going down right away after fielding it is Isaac Fanday. And so again, it'll be a short field. Not exactly sure what Ankeny's doing here on that sideline, but let's go to the sideline. Emma Eckhart is somewhere there. We got to get a game report from you, Emma. What's going on?
Yeah, well, I was right by that end zone when Brandhorst caught that. That was fun to watch. Also, these lights. What a fun light show here.
Is it a little bit of like a flicker or what?
Yeah, I mean, they just go down and then they go up and then same thing.
New LED lights here, and it's a new quarterback for Roosevelt. They now go with Nab, the senior. And he's going to throw it left-handed, picked off. It is intercepted. It is Mars Clark, and it is going to be a pick six for Ankeny.
Mars Clark read that all the way. He took it 46 yards to house, but that was a late throw by Jaden Nab. He got out there, and Clark, that's his second interception of the year. So great read, great run, another touchdown, and the lights are flashing.
As soon as Emma calls for the light show, they do it. She has power.
She does.
46-yard pick six for Mars Clark. Lamarius to the house. And again, out to attempt the extra point is Delval. Well, eventually, he's lined up on the right hash right now.
Freshman kicker is 2 for 2 on his extra points.
Coach Bauer said he saw him kick in the freshman game and says, hey, why don't you come with us to Waukee? And he was kicking the next night.
Illegal substitution. The program on the field for the defense. Pass the distance to the goal. Retreat the try.
So it is a penalty on Roosevelt with 12 men in the huddle.
So smart, you have to move your mark where you normally spot the ball at the 11. They have to move it up 1 yard because it would throw off the snap between the center to the holder.
The kick is up, and it is good. Ankeny 21, Roosevelt 0. 1:55 to play here.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
The bouncing kick goes up into the air, and it's going to be recovered by Ankeny, and it is Ace Parton. And I'm not sure what Ankeny's trying to accomplish here, ping-ponging it around, but they are certainly liking what they're doing. Parton recovers. And Ankeny has the ball at the 40.
Interesting kick by Duvall because it hits there. It goes about 6 yards. He's got that spin, and it kicks up in the air and gets that odd bounce. So they may have established something for other teams to look at.
If you can't kick it deep, kick it medium. Fisher, they go jet around. And it's going to be a couple of extra yards there for Owen Fisher. Halberry makes the tackle for Roosevelt, but we have a penalty flag. It's going to be against Ankeny for holding.
Yeah, there's a lot of misdirection going on there, but Fisher did a good job just getting it to the outside, taking it laterally out there till he got past the hash marks, and then he ran upfield. But to not, there's either a hold or a
Holding. Offense number 78. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
Ankeny 21, Roosevelt nothing. 1:44 to play here. First quarter. Ankeny with the ball midfield. Two receivers left and right. Larmy next to Roush. Out of the penalty, it's 1st and 19. Throw caught by Lando, and he'll get across to the 40 before he's drilled down by Halberry.
Well, I seen the hustle there that Lando had gotten the ball, but turned around as he cut up field. Offensive linemen have now joined him to block downfield, so I'd like to see the hustle on the offense working their way downfield for downfield blocking.
Two receivers again to the left and right. Roush looks to the right. He's covered, throws again high. Caught by Carlson, who escapes for a moment, pulls a Houdini, gets down inside the 30-yard line before Cohen wraps him up.
Looks like Roosevelt, they sit in the zone defense, so what Carlson did is turn around and kind of presented himself, went up the ladder, jumped up, caught the ball, did a nice job concentrating, turned around and was able to get another couple yards after the catch. Roush is waiting for him to break open.
Having a little bit of time to throw tonight, not having a defender right in his grill. 1st and 10, Ankeny. Richmond goes in motion before the play. There is a whistle and a flag. And if Ankeny was in motion, it's going back 5.
Yeah, as
Cale Bowden called.
Yeah. Richmond was moving, so the lineman couldn't move, so he had two in motion.
Penalty takes the ball back to the 34-yard line. 1st and 15. Roush empty backfield. Looks left, throws. Caught at the 30, down the near sideline. Abwe makes the tackle of Fisher. Owen this is taken down at the 19. Should be a first down, and it is for Ankeny.
Fisher does a nice job playing that slot position on the inside. Takes a move in and cuts it to the outside, escaping his defender.
Larmy the handoff. They go back off left tackle. He makes a cutback. He's at the 10, down to the 5-yard line before he's wrapped up by Halberry.
Nice job bringing off the power side where Richmond is a tight end, getting a block downfield. Springing and brings up a 1st and goal for the Ankeny Hawks.
From the 6, Roush keeps it, throws it, and it's nearly picked off. There is a penalty flag. Closest receiver was actually Pierce Halberry.
Lyman downfield. Because he looked inside like he was going to run it, then he kind of drifted back. He kind of dumped it out there trying to catch Larmy.
It is going to be a legal man downfield, lineman downfield. So the last play of the first quarter is a penalty. We'll switch sides, go to the other end when we return. All Ankeny in quarter number 1, 21-0 here.
What if you could make a priceless difference in your community for as little as $5? With the Des Moines Catholic Worker House, you can. For nearly 50 years, the Des Moines Catholic Worker House has given the homeless and low-income community a place to feel welcomed. With your support, we could turn 3,000 free meals each month into 4,000. We could build a brand new warming and cooling center in our future facility. We could provide more hygiene products, more clothing, and more hope to those who need it most. Feed the hungry, clothe a neighbor, and spread your generosity throughout Des Moines by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Donate online via PayPal or mail a check to make a priceless difference in your community today. Thank you so much for your support.
Last week, Ankeny's defense had 2 fourth-down stops, an interception, and a fumble. Tonight, they've had a pick 6 and a fumble. They've yet to have the fourth-down stops. They've only allowed 8 yards of Roosevelt offense here. The Ankeny offense is at 182, 80 passing, 102 rushing. And they are marching now inside the 20 at the 12 out of the penalty. It'll be first and goal from the 11-yard line. Tim Halber, Paul Yeager, Emma Eckhart, and the crew here with you tonight from Ankeny. 21-0 Hawks in front of the Rough Riders. Quarter 2 starts now. They go Cooper McDowell up the middle. He's got room. Cooper McDowell is in the end zone. Touchdown, Cooper. First varsity score for the sophomore.
He did a nice job following his blockers off the right side, took it inside, then he saw the lane of the outside, bounced it out there. He's got some good speed. Ran there to the corner of the end zone, took it in for his first touchdown.
Good job, Cooper. That first varsity one is fun. There's a look at the student section in their orange. The band we will hear in the stadium here at halftime. Later on this season, we'll get a chance to learn about the Ankeny band and also the Centennial band before the season is through. They're going to keep it this time. Underhand toss. No swinging gate this time as it's Mahan on the 2-point conversion to Hayden Carlson.
Nice play there. It was open. He's the center is the only one on the right side. He is an eligible receiver, so he can hike it, take it into the end zone. He's wide open.
And
so he's the eligible receiver.
So yet again, it seems like Ankeny wants to put a little bit of stuff on tape for the rest of the
you think so.
5A to C.
Or the team next weekend to look at something more on film. But yeah, it does open up a lot more that the defense has to cover. If you'll need at some point the rest of the season, you'll need a 2-point conversion to have to make when it's good to have practiced them.
So the Ankeny flag being flown here, and Emma Eckhart is with us here, and we will try to check in with her in a moment after this reception. As I'm sure if we looked him hard enough in the stands, we might see someone with maybe tape on their Centennial Jaguar clothing. Or maybe they went incognito tonight instead.
Mm-hmm. Possibly.
Coming out again is Delval. He'll tee it up at the 40. And Roosevelt sneaks up their return team again.
See, if he still elects to hit that topper that bounces around after 8 yards, or if he's willing to kick it down the middle, something a little bit deeper.
And Delval gets it high into the air, end over end, taken at the 20. And it's going to be returned by Hollins, and he is tackled by Ace Parton on the play.
Good coverage there, getting down to about the 29. They're a spotter at the 30.
So Roosevelt goes to work again on another possession. Since the first one, they've kind of been going backwards. 3 yards negative passing, 11 yards rushing. They'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line here. 29-0, Ankeny in the lead.
Getting the chains set there on the sideline.
Looks like it's back to the senior, Jadrian Nab. He sends Wold in motion. And they go sweep around the edge. One sophomore is not going to escape, and that is Jaden Shields. He is bottled up right there at the 25-yard line. Nathan Becker was there. And I also think I saw Andy Liu was in the mix from his D-tackle
And won't get
position.
credit. And won't give credit to Titan Westmeyer. He went there. He forced the play to the outside. He didn't get the tackle. But that slowed the running game and made him reset. And then the rest of his friends came over for the tackle. But those things coaches notice. He won't go in the tackle as a tackle, but doing his job, bouncing the running back to the outside, stopping his progress.
Loss of 4 on the play, ball back to the 26-yard line. 3 receivers to the far side of the field. That's where they're going to run the play. Throw it on the run, and it's caught by Wold on the far sideline at the 32-yard line. Complete, so that cuts the distance in half on that to make this much more manageable third down. It'll be still 3rd and 8, but better than 3rd and 15.
Right, see what they can do. Interesting seeing Nab go out there rolling to his right as a left-handed quarterback, tossing something out there. He's a little free with his throwing. He comes in 6 of 12 for 147 yards on the season. There's a touchdown in his first game.
There's a look from our down-low cam, getting ready for next week's game, 3rd and 8. John Schaefer will be on the call with Tim. Before the snap, we have a whistle and a penalty flag, and it's going to be against Ankeny. It's going to be offsides. Encroachment.
Yeah, he was lined up. It looked like it was Eaton here on the corner, lined up on his receiver, but the receiver's back in a slot position, but he went up there, tight coverage. He was actually across the line of scrimmage, so he was automatically gives him 5 more yards, so making it a 3rd and 3 for Roosevelt.
Eaton, one of those former Jaguars who I'm sure will have quite the week of exchanging messages with his old teammates from the north. 3rd and 3 as Roosevelt huddles from the 37. So now, what was a long 3rd down, they send Wold in motion. Now they send all 3, get him set, snap of the ball, they play action. Nab, flush, steps on, and he is not going to get anywhere. Whittinger makes the sack. Welcome back, Dawson.
It's a couple times that Ankeny defense on a 3rd down, they know they can pressure the quarterback, so they send blitzes. So it's a great way to pressure. So you're looking at, instead of 3 down linemen, you're looking at 5 or 6 coming in after the quarterback. There's nowhere for Nab to go. He takes as a loss, now to bringing up a 4th and 8.
How many times have we seen it where a quarterback steps up under pressure right into the arms of a defender? Looks like Zay is into punt for Roosevelt. Wirtz and Clark back deep for Ankeny. Nice kick. It's going to be Mars, lets it bounce, takes it on the hop at the 26. Drops the toe, then gets to the left side. He's on the far sideline, makes a cut, spin, and then he's drilled out of bounds across the 45 to the 47, where it's Finn Tice on the tackle for Roosevelt. 9:37 to play before half, coming up at half. We're going to be talking with Liz Betke, head volleyball coach at Ankeny High. It was the morning after their 5-set loss to Waukee, and the Hawks loving it. Oh, Randy. Enjoying yourself back there, are we? Director Randy Nielsen tonight. Handoff Hepp, left side. Hepp's got to move. Hepp's got a 1st down. He's down to the 40-yard line.
Nice job picking up the blocking on the left side there. So we're seeing Hepp and McDowell both having some good running games, keeping Larmy getting back to that pitch count. Coach talks, we can't have him carrying over 30 times a game, not for this long of a season.
Tyson Cohen combine on the tackle. It is the give to Hepp again. Landon Hepp, senior running back, 5'10", 165. Gibson brings him down for Roosevelt after a 5-yard gain. Hepp back there with Roush. Roush, 3-step drop, throws near side. He's got Brandhorst. cannot get separation. He does get separation, but can't get deep enough as he's defended by Pierce Halberry. It'll be incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, he had maybe a step on there, but, Roush did the right thing. You throw it out there. If he's not going to catch it, make sure it's deep that no one can catch it. So on the 2nd and short, so it's 3rd and 5. Very manageable down for the Ankeny Hawks. Larmy's back in at the tailback position.
It's also good for guys to get reps against other teams' ones. Larmy, left side, he is going to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Good tackle behind the line. Cohen was there first. Kind of like he's the spy on Larmy. So 4th down, Coach Luther says, I don't want to punt if I don't have to. 4th and short, 4th and 3 from the 31, 8:20 to play.
Just putting faith in your offensive lineman. We can get these 3 yards.
Roush throws deep, far sideline. Branhorst just out of his hands. Incomplete, falls to the turf. It'll be Zay on coverage, and it'll be a hold on downs turnover for Ankeny, and Roosevelt will have it from their own 31-yard line.
Roush got a little anxious there. He put a little mustard on it. He could have let that up a little bit. Still, Branhorst got underneath and got a hand on it. He almost made a nice one-handed catch. But that play is there. They went back to what they had 2 plays earlier.
Roosevelt looking to get back into double-digit offense here in this first half. Nab sends Wold in motion. They give to Shields. Tries to get to the outside, and he cannot do it. He cannot do it because Nathan Becker was there. Jaden Shields. 33 carries coming into this game. Started well, Tim. 5 of 13, but now it's been a little harder sledding as Ankeny's defense has gelled.
Yeah, trying to take that running game on that first down. So now they got a 2nd and 11. So it's hard to go back to that running game using Shields or Harrison as your running backs that we've combined for over 494 yards rushing coming into this game.
Snap of the ball. Shields gets it, and their first for Ankeny was Will Olhoff. Yeah. And there is a flag down.
We also have a...
Or is it a player down? It's
player
an
down.
official's time. All right, Emma Eckhart, I know you're down there, and this could be a cramp. Emma, are you ready to? Do you want to wait to do the pickle shot now, or when do you want to do this?
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so what do you know about the pickle shot?
I mean, I know that they help with cramps.
They help with cramps, and that's what players. Do you get the sense that players are tired there on the sideline?
Yes, I do sense exhaustion, but also still excited.
And what about the student section? How are they doing in front of you?
They're good. They've been excited all game.
And have you enjoyed the Hawk as much as Randy's enjoyed the Hawk?
I mean, yes.
Okay. Just making sure. All right. Thanks, Emma. She'll at halftime be talking to both coaches, and she did have a chance to talk to Coach Bruns before the game as still on the field getting attention is...
It looks like a left knee,
now
possibly.
It looks more like a knee than a cramp.
Yeah. We've seen the players on the sideline. They have the box. They have the TV up on the sideline. They have some of the offensive group looking at some of the formation and play calls.
As Coach Bruns looks over his player and we look at the Ankeny huddle, we are going to step away for a quick timeout. Ankeny leads 29-0 here.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Ankeny leads 29-0 as getting help to the sideline was Henry Wilcoxon, the sophomore offensive lineman. Wilcoxon at the center position. So Nab is the quarterback. Takes the snap. The lefty looks to the near side, getting chased by Whittinger, and Dawson's going to chase him down at the 35-yard line. Also there was Becker and Jenkins, his two linebacking partners in crime. And it'll be 4th down and a punting situation again for Roosevelt. Samuel Zeze comes back out in punt formation. Clark and Wirtz back deep for Ankeny.
Ankeny they blitzed the outside linebacker, the delayed blitz with Whittinger coming in from the gap on the outside, causing the rush, flushing the quarterback out of the pocket.
High snap, Zeze gets it back. Nice kick, end over end towards Wirtz. He fields it at the 40. Now he's on the far sideline, 50-45. Has a little bit of help, spins his way, but he is escorted out of bounds by Travis Harvey Park, and Rusty Groves were there for Roosevelt. So Ankeny, again, great field position to start. They're not going to have a lot of offensive yards because it's been almost 50 or closer, Tim, this whole half.
Yeah, no long drives. You know, we're deep in their territory. They went 3 and out their very first series, but since then, they've been playing with only half a field. They've had some very short drives. Not a lot of offensive yards, but they're able to pick up 3 touchdowns offensively already this game.
Cooper McDowell now in the game with Roush in the backfield. Richmond goes in motion. McDowell. And he's quickly wrapped up at the line of scrimmage by Cale Hopkins.
Picked up leaning forward. If that forward lean is a running back inside the tackles, it does pick up about 4 yards.
So Larmy in. Larmy tonight only 9 carries. That's McDowell's 3rd. Hepp. And they go Larmy. He'll get to the line and fall forward a couple of extra yards before Cordoba brings down the ball carrier. It'll be 3rd and short for Ankeny. Hepp 2 carries tonight, worth 20 yards.
McDowell comes back in. See that we have saw a Roush rush there a couple times before. I wonder if this is a quarterback roll where he's going to take the ball. RPO. Like getting Brandhorst on the outside here, get him ISO'd over there on the numbers on the right-hand side.
He's been the target a couple of times by Roush. Let's see what they do here on 3rd and short. Roush keeps it, gets the 1st down. He's into the secondary. He's across the 20 into the red zone before he's brought down by Lockett as the clock stops for a moment at 5:02.
Roush, you know, he's a big quarterback. He's 6'2", 205, so he's got that running ability. He can break a tackle. Took it right up the middle there, called his own number to get the 1st down. So not only is the defense looking at, we got Larmy running, McDowell's run very well, Roush can keep it himself, so keeps the defense on their heels. They don't know who's going to carry the ball.
Bowden, Aubrey, Pruin, Breitbach, and Lichty, the front 5 for Ankeny, look to the side. Get the call, they're back set. It's a throw, it's caught by Brandhorst at the 10. Brandhorst on his feet towards the goal, and he's in for a touchdown. 17-yard score, Andrew Brandhorst, 2nd of the game.
Yeah, Brandhorst ran up the numbers on the left side there, did a little hook in, stopped for the ball, took it, made a move, and took the next 10 yards into the end zone. So touchdown, Brandhorst. This game, that's his 2nd of the game.
His defender was way off, expecting like a second move. And by the time Zeze brought him down, it was a touchdown. 35-0 Ankeny. They go with Duvall and back to the traditional extra point attempt here. Kick is up, and it is through. 36 Ankeny, Roosevelt 0. This is high school football on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Delval kicks it. High kick, but short, taken at the 23-yard line. And still on his feet is Hollins, and he is knocked out of bounds by Caleb Al-Husani. Emma Eckhart is down on our sidelines. Emma, what's the story down there?
Well, can I go back to these lights? Because this time they were different colors. How fun. The student section was going wild.
Now, I think your high school does a light show too, right?
They do, but I don't think different colors.
Oh, don't tell the bosses there back at Northwest.
All right. Raising the bar.
Raising the bar. 1st and 10 from the 40. Wold in motion. It's a handoff Shields, and he is dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Dawson Winiger. Again, other scores right now. Waukee Northwest leads City High 7-6. Dowling 10, DCG 0. Valley in front of Urbandale 27-0. Linn-Mar ahead of Liberty. That would be a huge upset if that happens. Polk leads Norwalk 21-6. Waukee and Kennedy tied at 7. Bettendorf a field goal on Prairie. Johnston 28, Ames 0. Centennial won last night 47-6, and actually Johnston leads Ames 28-0. Score update. I cannot read the board correctly. Liberty leads Linn-Mar 7-0. Still, Tim, would be an upset if Linn-Mar could win that one. Knapp throws it, loses it. It's loose. That is a fumble, and it's going to be picked up by Whittinger at the 17-yard line. That was never thrown. Came out of the hands of Knapp.
Yeah, when you're in tight like that, you see the defense around. The quarterback's got to learn to bring the ball in. He tossed the ball up. I don't know if they'll call that no motion by the official. He said that was a fumble.
It's like when he was going up,
the ball just slipped out of his hands.
It just absolutely slipped out of his hands.
Then it was a fire drill.
And I don't know, Winiger, I think, first thought he was going to advance that thing, scoop and score, but instead he just falls on it, which I'm sure Coach McGackey would say, good job. Don't need to be a hero. Just get us the possession.
Running clock here because the score is 36-0.
Another turnover. Let's see if Ankeny can cash this one in. Larmy, left side, cuts back towards the line of scrimmage. And a little frustrated at his effort was Usani. He was like, I missed him. Love the passion from Harvey is the one who made the tackle.
Well, nothing to be embarrassed about. Many people have missed Larmy this season, but as he en route to over 400 yards rushing in just 2 games.
But tonight, Larmy with 11 carries, 71 yards so far, according unofficially to Jeff Martins. Larmy, the handoff. He's inside the 15 before he's met by Isaac Fanday.
Their linebackers do a good job for Roosevelt. They know that he's going to run between the tackles, so they're coming around the outside. They're really pinching down, trying to get into it and get a lick on him before he gets ahead of steam going through the hole. So they've done a pretty good job of keeping him in check, even though he's getting his 6 to almost 7 yards a carry.
Roush on the pitch to Larmy. Daniel struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. Great defensive play. Hushindi Abwe, the senior linebacker, comes up at the 14-yard line. It'll be 4th down. And, Tim, you talked about this. Ankeny's got to get close if they're thinking field goal. Just you and I have seen those field goals. They've been good, but they wouldn't be good by much longer. So Ankeny's keeping the offense out here under 40 seconds to play. They are going to have to snap it before the end of half.
Yeah, they may run down there to see what the formation looks like. They do have a full bevy of timeouts. They could call a timeout to see what they want to do here, but they're going to go ahead and run the play with 8 seconds on the play clock.
Roush in the gun. Motions out to a receiver before the snap. Penalty comes in.
2 guys moving on the outside.
And false start on the offensive line, so all that to get down to 10 seconds. So Ankeny on 4th down. And now Ankeny takes a timeout with 10 seconds to play. Halftime, Liz Betke will be our guest. And volleyball is big here on CISN. I know we usually have, is there a graphic for me to promote coming up? Are there matches? Are we carrying matches next week? Let me just ask that. Yes. And when we come back in the second half, I will tell you who those matches are. That we call that a tease. And I will tell you about those after, in the second half, what matches we will have. But that was a good 5-set match, but Coach Betke, she was just like, Paul, we had that. But she was drained, and, you know, the one thing that Betke talked about, you know, volleyball, I don't know a ton about it. I do know enough, but she says some teams are Tuesday teams, some teams are Saturday teams. We need to be both Tuesday and Saturday, and they played great on Tuesday, and then they have a tournament tomorrow.
Volleyball is on the road constantly, it seems like, and then weekends are nothing but tournaments, and they are all over the state, if not the Midwest.
Roush on 4th down across the middle. No flag, as Fisher was saying. Zeze held him. It'll be a turnover on downs, and that is how the first half is going to end. Ankeny 36, Roosevelt 0. All Hawks in this one, as Roosevelt's going to go into the locker room with only -1 yard of offense. Ankeny 256. And Emma Eckhart is trying to chase down Coach. There's Emma. She's looking for Coach. And we will have Emma Eckhart with Coach Bauer right now. Emma?
Coach, that was a great dominant start. What things will you be able to work on in the second half?
Well, we need to clean up the penalties for one. We had way too many penalties, a couple of mental mistakes where we didn't line up and do what we were supposed to do. I mean, we got away with it, but we have to get better.
Will this lead help you use other players tonight?
Most definitely, yes.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Get a chance to see a lot of folks. We get a chance to see Emma, and we will see her coming out of half with Ernest Brum, the head coach of Roosevelt. Halftime here, Ankeny 36, Roosevelt 0. You're watching high school football. This is the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Employee Pricing Plus at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville. 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $15,000 off. Incredible offers on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee with up to $9,000 off. And new Jeep Wranglers with up to $8,500 off. And save on a new Chevy Silverado 1500 with over $12,000 off. Employee Pricing Plus. Save big now at DeArmond Automotive in Knoxville, Iowa.
Halftime here of the football game. Liz Bedke, head coach of the Ankeny Hawk volleyball team. And coach, we're recording this after five set matches are tough. But what'd you learn about your team?
Well, I thought at the beginning of the season we really came out the gate with the gas pedal to the floor, but we've had a couple setbacks, but I have a young group, and I think it's to be expected. But I also think that coming into the preseason, we weren't expected, just with the amount of returners, maybe to not quite be up to where we've been in the past. But I've known kind of all along we have the pieces we're going to continue to build. You know this league very well. Mm-hmm. You know that there are no off nights. How do you coach the girls through that, knowing what the end goal always is every season? Well, it's interesting that you asked, because we talk about, with the main competition being on Tuesday nights, Saturdays, all day long tournaments, endurance is important, but sometimes it's not a high priority in the beginning because we're working through things. But I've had teams that are Saturday teams. I've had teams that are Tuesday teams. We talk about everyday team, competing all the time, trying to make yourself better. And I think that's what we see with Waukee too. We played them on Saturday. They're nothing like what they were going to be. So we knew that. We knew it was going to be a tough match going into that one last night. But we're still getting a baseline, still getting a gauge, because our end game is really what's going to matter down the road. How are you going to get there? Tell me about your seniors that have been with this program and now trying to lead you. The returners, Maya, Gwen, Flanders, Haley Flanders. I have two Haleys, so I've been going to last names. It's not the first time a girls' team's had two Haleys, so you're fine. Right, and then Raquel and Marley, of course, they're juniors, but Marley's kind of the veteran kid, although she's a junior. But she came in critical times her freshman year, and she just continues to improve. So having just the kids that I've mentioned coming back, that's a really good nucleus to build around. We've had a lot of youth, the players that are younger really step into those bigger roles and just embrace it. Again, I'll go back to, the league. You also know the history of Ankeny. Centennial has this program, Northwest with Waukee. I mean, two communities that have four great teams. Right. What's it like to be a part of that? I love it. I always have. I grew up around here, so I've always just enjoyed. It's tough, and you have to step up to that challenge, and I enjoy that. I enjoy coaching in that environment. It's fun to watch all these great players, whether or not they're mine or other teams. It just makes for some really good volleyball and sports across the board. Good volleyball. I think you're underselling it. How about great volleyball? Great volleyball. But that's what's fun. So last night, you've got all these games. You've got ridiculous numbers in 8th grade and freshmen, youth, nonstop. This is a sport that is year-round if you let it. Does that help the game? Sometimes I kind of go back and forth with it. At times it feels like the kids are overtraining, and I would like to see them branch out, experience some other training ways. And I just think bottom line, you have to compete. You have to play in games, maybe other sports, not necessarily club, but it does seem like, with all the, it's such a high participation sport. I think we're leading right now in numbers across the board. But I do think that it's hurting other programs having so much saturation, but it's a good problem to have. You've got lots of numbers then. So what's been the philosophy here? Has it changed with your 8th grade and 9th grade, getting them ready for when it's their time? Well, we actually saw the 9th grade numbers explode. We in it was the second week of preseason too, so I wasn't quite prepared. I know that the 8th grade has 60 to 70 kids. I usually plan on half of that. However, my freshman class currently, we started with 42. I think we are actually down to 39. That's really tough because we don't run a C schedule. We have a pretty good A and B system set up for them. But sometimes it's discouraging because I'm not sure that we're getting kids developed. But I do appreciate that, you know, I have them in my gym and we're going to do positive things.
Let's give your shout out to fans to get them to come and watch you play. Again, not everybody goes to a Saturday tournament. You have limited Tuesday opportunities, but how important has it been in your fan base?
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, the parents are great too, but just being a part of the high school, it's a little weird not having the freshmen, but I do get to develop relationships with all the kids, especially in the weight room, because they're a little more sports-minded. Not all, but mostly. So, you know, the football players, the cross-country kids, it doesn't matter. Like, you know, they're excited for us. I'm like, are you coming tonight? And they're like, absolutely. I'm like, you better get loud. And they do. They've been great. I love it here.
You need them loud. You need them for this final stretch. What's it going to take for this squad to take that step and head to Iowa City? Coralville, let me get it correct.
Well, we have great ball control. We need to continue to work around that. We are also very scrappy. We don't let the ball hit the floor very often. And with that said, when you have the ball control, you have many options. You can start to speed up the tempo of your offense. We're not quite there yet. That's what I mean. It's going to be gradual. I'm kind of frustrated with the pace, but I also know I have to be patient, and that's not always my best suit.
A coach frustrated with something? That's you're the first ever coach.
I know.
All right. Well, next time we can see this team is when? This weekend?
Yep, Saturday. But we're in Iowa City, Iowa City West. It's a little bit of a different format, but that's okay. I think, you know, the shorter the day right now, the better, because this is sort of the gauntlet, the grind right through here, and we're a little bit broken down physically, knees, shoulders. So just making sure that I'm mindful of recovery days too.
Same for you as well. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
It's important for you.
Oh, I have good outlets. I'm good.
And you have to do these crazy interviews. Liz Becky, head volleyball coach at Ankeny High. Our halftime show continues after this here on CISM.
A lot of great volleyball going on this week, and that has been going on here in the Metro. Let's take a look at the rankings and take a look at some of the top games that we saw this past week. We'll start out with your rankings that dropped on the 10th here on Wednesday. Waukee Northwest still holds as the #1 team in Class 5A. No surprise, the Wolves have not lost a game yet. Ankeny Centennial sits at the #2 spot. Waukee jumps up to 3rd after their win over Ankeny. We'll talk about that game in just a second. The Hawks drop down to #4. And Iowa City West, a very impressive run this year, round out the top 5. So 2 Waukee schools, 2 Ankeny schools make up the top 5, and then a representation out east. Pleasant Valley, the defending state champions, find themselves in the 6th spot. Iowa City Liberty finds themselves in 7th, have slowly but surely moved up the ranks. They were state champions a couple years ago. Dowling Catholic is at the #8 position. Cedar Falls is at 9, and Valley is 10th. Those 3 did not move from last week's polls. Johnston finds themselves in the 11th spot, up a couple spots from last week. Bettendorf at the 12th position. Cedar Rapids Kennedy finds themselves in 13th. Cedar Rapids Prairie jumps up to the 14th position. And Linn-Mar, despite a 5-9 record, find themselves ranked 15th out of the 15 schools ranked this week. Let's take a look at some of the top games that happened on Tuesday night. That's where the majority of the action happened. Iowa City Liberty defeated Cedar Rapids Kennedy 3-0. That was a battle of 2 top 15 foes. Iowa City West barely held off Linn-Mar in a 3-2 bout. Iowa City West won 16-14 in the final set. That went all the way to 5 sets. Unbelievable effort for both those two teams. Waukee took on Ankeny in a battle of 2 top 5 teams, and Waukee goes on the road and defeats the Hawks 3-2 in 5 sets. Waukee dominated in the 5th set 15-7. Dowling Catholic defeated Valley on their home court, including a 3-1 victory, but Valley's 1-set victory 31-29. Unbelievable set by the Tigers. Waukee Northwest took care of Johnston at home 3-0. Ankeny Centennial took care of Urbandale 3-0. And probably the biggest game of the night, and it wasn't even a 5A team that beat the 4A team. It was the 4A team. North Scott defeated defending state champion Pleasant Valley 3-2. Get this, North Scott lost the first two sets 9-25 and 8-25. Then rallied back to win 29-27, 26-24, and 15-11. Unbelievable stuff that we saw from North Scott. Obviously, no action happening this evening, but if you move over to Saturday, that's where we get a lot of great games. Ankeny Centennial takes on Norwalk tomorrow. That's going to be a part of the Southeast Polk Tournament. North Scott takes on Iowa City Liberty. Cedar Falls hosts their own tournament with teams such as Cedar Falls, Humboldt, Johnston, Nevada, St. Ansgar, and Waverly Shell Rock. Downland Catholic takes on Dubuque Hempstead. Waukee takes on Dallas Center Grimes. ADM, 12th ranked ADM, will take on the number 1 ranked Waukee Northwest Wolves. Ankeny faces Iowa City Liberty, and much, much more going on here in the CIML. It has been a very fun season. Obviously, we saw on Tuesday night as well that 3 out of the 5 defending state champions lost. So good chances across all classes to see a new champion. If you're not keeping up with volleyball, you need to be doing it. It's been an unbelievable season, and we can't wait to see much more. That's your quick volleyball recap. We'll send it back to our halftime. Thanks for watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Well, Tim Halber, it's been a lot of Ankeny in this first half. They've done it through the air, they've done it through the ground, special teams, turnovers. It's been a rough sled of Roosevelt. How, if you're the Rough Riders, what are you talking about right now?
Cut to the mistakes. They want to get back to some offensive rhythm. They have minus 4 yards of rushing, so I think they have negative 1 yard total offense for that half. They want to get the running game going in. I think if you go back to that a little bit, just cut down the mistakes, get a drive, get a couple first downs, get back into rhythm in this game.
If you're Ankeny, it's been, we talked a lot about giving Laramie a break. So McDowell has scored, Hep's had a couple of runs, but it's also been passing. It looks like Ankeny's trying to get some timing and rhythm out.
Yeah, Roush is hitting different receivers out there. He's trying to move the ball around quite a bit. So look for that to continue in the second half, and seeing some other running backs getting some opportunities.
36-0 is our halftime score. We will try to catch up with Coach Brunn right after this. You're watching high school football. This is CISN Game of the Week tonight from Ankeny.
What if you could make a priceless difference in your community for as little as $5? With the Des Moines Catholic Worker House, you can. For nearly 50 years, the Des Moines Catholic Worker House has given the homeless and low-income community a place to feel welcomed. With your support, we could turn 3,000 free meals each month into 4,000. we could build a brand new warming and cooling center in our future facility. We could provide more hygiene products, more clothing, and more hope to those who need it most. Feed the hungry, clothe a neighbor, and spread your generosity throughout Des Moines by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Donate online via PayPal or mail a check to make a priceless difference in your community today. Thank you so much for your support.
Halftime here, Ankeny in front of Roosevelt, 36-0. Let's go down to the sidelines. Emma Eckhart's with Coach Bruns.
Coach, that was a difficult first half. How do you get a defensive stop or a good drive going?
We have to do our job. We're all over the place a little bit there. Can't shoot ourselves in the foot. Can't give them the game. 2 turnovers there on our end. That can't happen. But we just got to play ball. We have to tackle. We're running to the ball well. We're getting some stops. Got to stop them on third down. We've done a decent job in the pass game, but we got to make the plays.
Good luck, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Emma, thank you very much. Let's take a look at some of the stats. Ankeny passing tonight, 7 of 13 for 98 yards, rushing 22 attempts, 158. Larmy, 13 carries, 72 yards. Brandhorst, 2 receiving touchdowns, 3 catches, 49 yards. McDowell, 3 carries, 29. Carlson, 1 catch for 10. Hepp, 2 carries for 20. Roush has actually run the ball, Tim, 4 times for 37 yards. Stats are going to be a little strange tonight given the score, but what stands out to you?
I think just look at the balanced offense. We're seeing a lot of different people getting involved. That helps down the road, that game experience, when the bullets are flying. So I think the line, as Coach talked about, clean up some mistakes. They got some motion penalties in there. You don't want to have those at this time of the season. He wants to see them go out. They're going to go on defense the first series here, so see what kind of tempo they come out of the locker room with.
Roosevelt, 3 yards passing. They're 3 of 5. They've rushed the ball 12 times for -4 yards. That's a total of 1 negative yard of offense. Let's take a look at some scores from around. Last night, Centennial beat Lincoln 47-6. Johnston rolling over Ames right now 42-7. Prairie still a field goal up on Bettendorf. Liberty leads Linn-Mar 14-0 at the half. Polk on top of Norwalk 21-13. Waukee 21, Kennedy 9. All 3 of those games at the half. This also at the half. Northwest a point better than City High. Dowling 17, DCG 0, and Valley leads Urbandale 27-0. Here it's 36-0. Both teams back out onto the field. Tim, if you're Ankeny, you are looking at, as Coach Bauer said going into the halftime, going to get a chance to run a lot of guys. What are you trying to do here if you're both squads, knowing what the score is, but what your approach is about getting both of you trying to get better?
Regardless of who's in the game, I think whether you're first string, second string, or backup, you want to see consistency in how they do their timing, the linemen get their blocks, the running backs are crisp. You're looking at run the same offense we run, whether who you are. So that creates your depth, that you're getting the same game speed. If you're Roosevelt, you're just trying to get something continuity. You change quarterbacks. They haven't got the running backs involved. Shields really definitely hasn't played as much. I think you want to get him loose on the outside. They've gotten some blocks. They've made some plays, but then they shoot themselves in the foot. They just got to eliminate the problems. They want to get a score in here and see if they can score against this very, very stout Ankeny defense.
All right, one more timeout, and we'll be ready for half number 2. 36-0. Back with half number 2 in a moment.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Number 1 in 4A is Cedar Rapids Xavier. They're playing Clear Creek Amana. That's a top 10 matchup. Bishop Heelan entertaining Sioux City East. That's a top 10 matchup for two teams. Heelan is 1 in 3A. Sioux City East is 8 in 4A. Kemper Catholic is at Shenandoah. Grundy Center's your number 1 team in 1A. They're at Dyke New Hartford, so that should be a great one. And West Hancock, the Eagles, are at Newman Catholic in Mason City tonight. And in 8-man, your number 1 team is Algona Bishop Garrigan. They were at home tonight against North Iowa. Jeez, Tim, that's your old... Yeah. You recruited that area.
Oh, yes.
North Iowa and Algona.
Yes, that the Mason City, and then there used to be high schools there. Now they're all just alphabet soup. I can't tell who's, combining with whom anymore.
West Hancock is still together.
Yes.
Just with Kanawha and Britt.
Yeah, some famous people have come out of that high school.
That's right.
Out of West Hancock.
Our spotter, Jared Haxton, former quarterback for the Eagles. He's pointing and he's calling out the plays here. Looks like Toby Landmesser is going to kick things off for Ankeny to start the second half. Back deep for Roosevelt. They'll come out. Looks like Joshua Hollins and also William Arnold. And one more. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's Arnold. So Landmesser will tee it up to start half number 2, where we will have a running clock.
Senior kicker.
Nice end over end's going to go over the head, and that is a live ball taken by Hollins. He's at the 5, the 10, and he is met by Yeager and then dropped after the rest of the team. Levi's got to wrap up.
Most of the game has been short kicks, so that one went over his head. Then it checked up there at the 3-yard line. He had to go get it. It was a live ball because it had not gone into the end zone. So he was kind of caught in no man's land. Catch it on the bounce and try to make something out of nothing. He got it up to the 15-yard line before he met with a wall of the Ankeny Hawks there on kickoff coverage.
I don't know if I've made things worse or better by what I just did. We'll see. I'm sure I'm not going to hear the end of that. 36-0. Ankeny comes out on defense. Roosevelt comes back out on offense with Einertson at the quarterback spot. He sends Shields in motion, who's now in the backfield with him. The give is to Shields. He gets around the right side. He's got some space. Good block downfield. Shields. He gets to the 30-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. Penalty flag comes on at the end of the play. Mars Clark, the tackle for Ankeny. So hold that gain, and I think the key word of that sentence, Tim, is hold.
Yeah, he saw something, but he saw something on the side. I don't know if he saw a face mask or a hold by one of the receivers blocking downfield. It wasn't an offensive lineman. Bounced him to the outside. That's exactly what they wanted to do, is get Shields, to the outside. They did a good job there, but receivers in space tend to get their hands out in front of them and get a hold of a jersey.
And you didn't need to do that holds for that run. Shields had already done the hard part and gotten open like that. Oh, that's the tough one there. But downfield blocking team can make the difference between good teams and championship teams. So that negates the penalty, and it's 1st and 10 like nothing ever happened. Ball at the 15. Shields in motion again. Let's see if they run the same play, and this time he goes up the middle. And Joey Sandvig is there, along with Becker and Jenkins. Becker took his legs out first.
Sandvig playing that hawk position, goes in there spying. I'm sure they're keying on Shields because he is their workhorse. Trying to get him on track here.
Gain of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 9. Ball's at the 16-yard line. Roosevelt breaks the huddle in their white jerseys. Einertson gives it to Shields, who barely gets that ball back up into his lap. It was kind of on his hip.
That's where they had fumbled earlier in the game, that same player. He got that inside handoff, was a little late getting it out there. Shields able to hang on to it. No gain there, so it brings up 3rd and 9.
Westemeyer was there first. Andy Liu and Nathan Becker helping in on that tackle. It'll be 3rd and 9, so no gain on that play.
And typically the Ankeny defense, they have the three-man rush that they're going to probably blitz a linebacker or two, put some pressure on Enertson because it's definitely a passing down. See if they're going to do something quick to the outside to avoid that blitz.
To throw, Einertson goes deep, near side's got a man, and it's nearly intercepted by Daniel Frazee. Evan Wold, the intended receiver. Nice little matchup there in front of the Ankeny sideline, and it'll be 4th down. Here comes the punt team for the Rough Riders.
Evan Wald, he had inside position on that. The ball needed to come down a little bit quicker because he had inside leverage, but he threw it like he was like a over-the-shoulder catch, unable to get the ball there. He's their leading receiver, 14 catches on the year coming in.
Zay to kick it away. Clark and Wirt stand back at midfield. Short, low kick. And Ankeny's going to let it go. And this might be their worst field position of the game to start. And it'll be all the way back at the 38-yard line. Great kick, great flip of the field. Kirk Ferentz would like that. Yeah. Field possession game.
They did not sure. Letting it took an odd bounce there, and if you really can't get a clean catch off the bounce, let it go. And it picked up another 20 yards on the roll, getting it down there to about the 38-yard line. For Ankeny. See how the offense comes out. They've been in the locker room. They got a big lead. We see some teams come out a little flat, but we'll see how they want to handle this offensive drive here. Empty backfield for the offense.
Fisher and Larmy to the near side. Carlson and Brandhorst to the right. Larmy goes in motion. They throw back left. Caught by Fisher. He's at the 40. 45 midfield into Roosevelt territory where he's knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line by Samuel Zay. Great pickup for Fisher.
Nice blocks out there by Ryan Pruitt, and Lichty got out there, created the gap. It opened up there. Then Fisher took it, between them, took it upfield and gained 20 yards. So a good tempo play there from Roush to Fisher to pick up the first down.
23-yard gain, ball at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10, Ankeny, 6.5 to play here, third quarter. Larmy in the backfield with Roush. Larmy gets the call. Stiff arms a man, puts his head down, and falls forward near the 30, where he is tripped up by Hopkins.
Looks like a student body left going there. All the linemen reach block, including the tight end. The reach block to the left there, creating this wall. All Army has to do is go back and wait for something to open up in that big wall there. And take it upfield, and he was able to gain about 6-7 yards on that first down play.
2nd and 3 from the Roosevelt 32-yard line. Hawks again spread the formation, 2 to the left and right. They throw it out over the head of the intended receiver. No chance there for the intended receiver, Lando. Tazen Lando he didn't even bother to jump because it was like, whoa, I had the glasses on that one. And he just no.
Something Roush, to be critical, Roush has done a nice job quarterbacking, but those quick little out passes, he's got to bring the ball down. He's releasing it. He's putting a little too much on it. He needs to throw it a little bit more like a baseball, get it in there, and aim for the jersey numbers to complete those passes.
Larmy goes in motion. They give it to him. He cuts it back up, and then, he is popped. Good hit there first.
3-yard gain play, 4th and 1.
I had Usani, and also Molzen was there. Jared, I can't always read the faraway text sometimes. I don't have those eagle eyes that you had. Larmy gets the handoff again, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage by Cohen.
But he had the tackle there, but I think he had enough spin move there for the first down. Picked up about 2 yards on the carry. Not to be alarmed, that is the can hawk sound in the stadium.
Not only LED lights, but we also have music or sound effects. Roush throws Carlson. Good defense there on the corner. And I think that was the guy who's been returned back to kick, Hollins. Yeah, nice play. Yeah. Hollins got right there between the arms of Carlson to break up that pass.
Yeah, he was open, took a little post route there, like a skinny post, came on the inside, but great defensive effort there to stop that, to bring up a 2nd and 10. Ankeny's not been afraid to throw the ball on first down to gain something big instead of just relying on, run, then pass on 3rd down.
2nd and 10. The give is to McDowell. He's hit at the line and then wrestled down inside the 30. There first. We've got a penalty flag, but it's Usani and Cohen there. That penalty flag came from the far side of the officiating crew. You see the 3 in the middle of your screen starting to come together, and they'll approach the referee, Michael Hansen, to say what they have, and we'll hear the explanation right now.
Sure, it's the downfield block or the receiver and defensive back got holding.
Penalty is a personal foul against Ankeny. And Emma had me look this up. Ankeny had 5 penalties to Roosevelt's 3 in the first half. And so now it's 1 each here in the second half.
And this is the personal foul gets to be the 15-yard variety. I'm not sure where they're calling it. They've
after the play ended, dead ball, personal foul, offense number 18. That's 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. It is 3rd down.
Owen Fisher is who they whistle for that play. So this will take Ankeny back all the way to the 42-yard line and make it a 3rd. And this, I believe, let me check. Yes, counts as 3rd and forever.
They say 24. I believe them.
Hawks looking to get a little closer because they might go for it on 4th. Trying to at least cut the distance in half. They go screen, and it's caught by Larmy, and he is wrestled down at the 35-yard line. What a great open field tackle. Paulo Usani. That was a great defensive play.
That was. He was out there. He got on him quickly. He read the screen right away, even though they gained about maybe 9 yards on that play. So that was destined to be a big play, but a huge play by the linebacker. Tackling Larmy in the open field. So now it brings up 4th and long. You want to get something back, not giving great field position. To see if they want to do something deep or isolate Brandhorst on the outside.
So Mella Cooper is in for Fisher. He was in on the last play. So now it's Lando and Brandhorst on the right side, Carlson on the near side. Play clock is going to expire before Ankeny can get the play off. So it's going to be back another 5 yards. On this one, they're going to say Ankeny got the timeout beforehand.
Coach is watching that get down there.
90 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. Ankeny leads 36-0 here from the Ankeny Stadium.
Prior to the clock expiring, timeout, Ankeny.
Not getting a chance to get reserves in on offense like you would have thought.
Well, there's part of it is the whole running clock thing. That speeds the game, but it also limits the opportunities. Now, Mello Cooper is in because of, I assume, they're talking to Fisher after the penalty, or at least get him off the field to cool down for a minute. In fact, Fisher is off to the sideline with a helmet off, so he is not a part of this commentary. In fact, I think having a conversation with one of his position coaches down there on the sideline. So now Ankeny's going to get the ball 4th and 16 from their own, or from the Roosevelt 34-yard line. And they have to get to the 19 to pick up the first down.
They have not thrown down the middle of the field the way that zone is set up. They have a single high safety, so they've always been working on the numbers.
Roush with time, throws down the middle, caught by Carlson, 10-5, pull down from behind. He's down at the 1, penalty comes out. Carlson thinks he was in. The official says he's down at the 1. It doesn't matter, it's going to be a penalty after the big gain. Usani collared him.
Yeah, Carlson.
33-yard pickup, sorry, Tim.
No, he called him over the middle. He beat the safety there. They keep looking to the outside. He caught it. Looks like a horse collar tackle took him down at the 1 yard line. What they'll do is they'll move it halfway to about the 1 foot line for a goal.
I think the way Carlson, if you watch that replay, and maybe we'll see it again here so Tim can see it there, Randy, you'll see that Carlson gets into the end zone, but the ball is out of the end is still in the field of play. Watch right there. Yeah. It's like he's pulled back before he can get the ball across the plane.
Yeah, the legs went in, but the ball was still.
So half the distance on 1 foot makes it a 6-inch yard to gain. 1st and 6 inches for Ankeny. Larmy next to Roush. Richmond in motion. Throw caught by Richmond for a touchdown. Go to the tight end, Tim, just like you like.
They are eligible receivers last time I checked, but he does a good job. That's his 5th catch of the year. 1st touchdown for him as a tight end. He's instrumental to his offensive blocking back, but he does have some good hands. He's a great target for the quarterback.
Play action there. They faked to Larmy and then went back to the guy and put one more thing on tape. Landmesser will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Mahan and the snap by Carlson. Ball is loose. They're going to play fire drill. Mahan can't gets rid of it, and it's picked up. They're going to blow it dead, and trying to return it was David Brooks. So the score will stay 42-0 here from Ankeny Stadium. Back in a moment. Here's the... Oh, sorry. Yep, the replay.
Yep.
And Mahan just had no chance. Yep. All right, we'll keep it here then, Randy, if we can. Emma Eckhart's down there on the sideline. You've seen a light show. You've seen a pick six. What'd that horse collar tackle look like right there?
I mean, what else can I get tonight? That horse collar, yeah, that was a tackle, but I don't think he actually crossed the plane, so I think it was the right call.
What else is going on down there, Emma?
I mean, the student section is still alive. The cheerleaders are getting them riled up once again.
Fans are still here. The band has departed, but the most of the orange-clad fans still here around the fence and around the side. 333 yards of offense for Ankeny, 170 rushing, 163 passing. Roosevelt now stuck right at 0 as they try to find some positive gain here as Landmesser is going to tee it up at the 40.
Been willing to kick it downfield. Up man is up at the 15-yard line, anticipating a short kick.
Landmesser runs up, and it's a high end over end taken. Now to the right side, and giving chase, and making the catch, I believe. Oh, that's 30. Thought maybe it was 20. 30 is Aiden Howard. As the defender was turned in, Howard was right there to clean it up.
Yeah, did a nice job there, holding his zone. Everybody has lane assignments. He did a good job of not getting suckered in. You know, kept his lane in integrity there. Turned him in, made the tackle. Not much of a return there, even though it was on a short kick. So see what the Roosevelt offense can do. They had a great starting running play with Shields last time. It got called back because of a holding penalty. Let's see if they want to establish that run game again. You know, get him back in the flow of the offense.
Bettendorf has put a touchdown on Prairie, 7-3. Valley now 34-0 over Urbandale, and that's going to be a nowhere gain for Roosevelt for the quarterback. And Frazee makes the tackle at the end of the third quarter. Ankeny 42, Roosevelt 0. You're watching high school sports on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
What if you could make a priceless difference in your community for as little as $5? With the Des Moines Catholic Worker House, you can. For nearly 50 years, the Des Moines Catholic Worker House has given the homeless and low-income community a place to feel welcomed. With your support, we could turn 3,000 free meals each month into 4,000. We could build a brand new warming and cooling center in our future facility. we could provide more hygiene products, more clothing, and more hope to those who need it most. Feed the hungry, clothe a neighbor, and spread your generosity throughout Des Moines by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Donate online via PayPal or mail a check to make a priceless difference in your community today. Thank you so much for your support.
I would think now that we're in the fourth, we'll see some backups. Roosevelt goes to work. 42-0 is the uphill climb they have to do. Let's see what positive they can get. Quick throw, incomplete. Frazee blew up the intended receiver, which was Amari Along. So still some of the first team defense out there. So we'll see if we get a little rotation. You saw Mason Mahan warming up to throw. Two receivers to the right, one to the left for Roosevelt. Wold goes in motion. They give to the other sophomore. Oh, and that's a nice run for Harrison over on the right side.
Picking his way through, going right and left, using some of that speed, getting to the outside. They finally created a lane. Almost got tackled in the backfield, broke the tackle.
Joey Sandvig the tackle after a 10-yard gain. That's enough for a Roosevelt first down.
One of the few they've had this game.
So they break the huddle. 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Enertson gives it to Shields. Hunter Minner grabs a hold. But I think there was somebody there in that hole first. I just don't think I'm going to be able to tell after those. I think it might have been Westemeyer was there first.
They've done a nice job, holding their ground there. 3 down linemen against 5 offensive linemen is always difficult to do, but they do take up a lot of blocks. They shut down a lot of those lanes, so that's where we're seeing the running backs bouncing to the outside because there's nothing there to run to. So they did a yeoman's effort up there.
Jensen Kildow now in at linebacker. He started the first 2 games. They were trying to get him in a little bit more tonight. He goes into that middle position for Whittinger. Wold in motion. Enertson throws a little off the mark. There's going to be a penalty flag on the coverage. Intended receiver was Evan Wold, way over his head. Eaton was there on coverage. And
might have grabbed a jersey there, I think, holding on the defense. Might have grabbed a little bit, spun him around, grabbing Wald.
And they're stopping the clock on the penalty.
Picking up the flag?
No, they're saying hold.
Hold, yep.
Holding, defense, number 32. Penalty 10 yards from the previous spot. Result of is a first down.
So they cite Becker for the hold.
Got turned around there, reached out, grabbed a little bit of jersey of Wall there. So get another first down in this drive for Roosevelt.
Ball at the 49 on the Roosevelt side of the field. Shields goes in motion. Fumbled snap, and just falling on it is the quarterback, Einertson. Becker covers him up.
The ball and skip back there. Einertson had nothing left to do but just to drop and land on the ball. Loss of about 5 yards, maybe 6 on that play.
Cooper Howe in for Andy Liu now on the defensive end as we approach the 9-minute mark of the contest. Shields again in motion. Before the snap, penalty flag. Going to be, I think, a couple of guys in motion wearing white jerseys, and we'll redo this.
Yeah, we had a little bit of the left side of the line where the offensive receivers moved forward, even though as Shields was in motion. So with the bad snap and the penalty, now they got to run 2nd and 21.
Enertson throws, and it's behind Wold. He got turned around on that, incomplete.
Yeah, he couldn't set his feet. He had to run forward in the pocket, then roll out, trying to find. He's locked in on Vold. He's unable to shake the coverage. Roosevelt receivers have a hard time getting open against this Ankeny defense.
Almost a pick, going for broke on that far sideline, and it's complete. Is that, I don't know if that's Wold or Zeze. Frazee is the one who delivered the hit.
Get the player down.
And the player is down right in front of the Roosevelt bench.
I think that was Frazee that just about got a hand on it.
We think it's 3. Number 3 is down along. So on the turf is Amari Along. Next week from that turf, we'll see the black that was on the stripe there for a moment. Centennial and Ankeny. I'm sure there'll be a couple people here.
So I think the fans that are below is going to have to learn to go to the other side. They'll be at home, but on the other bleachers next week, they'll be looking at them. Yes, it always tends to bring a very good crowd here in the stadium and also on the network.
And it'll be homecoming for Centennial, John Schaefer and Tim Halber on the call. Next week, on Tuesday, we'll have volleyball, Southeast Polk and Waukee, and then football. It will be Cedar Rapids, Jefferson, and Des Moines North, and then Friday night, Ankeny and Centennial, Southeast Polk, and Dowling. As it's 4th and 16, Zeze to punt. Gets it away, good one there. Takes the return, Mars, all the way back to the 25. Mars dances around, returns field, and then does a lot of just back and forth spinning around in a hurricane. Penalty comes down.
Could be a hold or block in the back, which would move the ball back another 10 yards from that spot of the foul. If that's typically what happens when you start zigzagging back and forth, the blocker's not sure which way you're going, someone gets turned around and then hands in the back, and that's generally the penalty. So see what comes out there. We've seen, of course, warming up. We saw Mahan warming up on the sideline. We'll probably see a lot of that, coming in here. Probably see more McDowell and Hepp, carry the ball on this drive.
As we see, Roush has a headset on, so he's done. Quinn Summers, Caleb Alusani is out there. Mello Cooper, and I can't tell if that's Tazen. It is. Tazen Lando. A lot of the line is the same. Looks like I see Bowden, Aubrey. Elliott is now the center.
Barra tight end, or H-back as they would use him.
The left guard is now Ryan Baker. As the whistle, I think either...
They're asking to put...
So there's a look at Mahan and Al-Husani in the backfield. The give is to Caleb. And he'll go forward a couple of yards before Hopkins brings him down, the sophomore defensive lineman, after a gain of 4.
Coach is looking for is consistency at the players running the same formations, running the same plays, getting that valuable experience so they could step up to a starting role soon. Could be this year or next year.
Mahan calls out the signs, gives it again to Alasani. Caleb is hit and tries to spin out of it, but cannot. I think Hopkins was there first again. So now it'll be 3rd and 2 as we're under 7 minutes to play in this one. Pre-game show next Friday begins at 6:30. Kickoff at 7.
See if Coach allows Mahan to throw the ball downfield. You got 3rd and 2. See what he has to do. We've seen Roush take the ball as running the ball.
Mahan, empty backfield. Here comes Alusani on the fake jet sweep. They go back underneath, and it was read right away by Cohen, and it's going to be short of the line to gain by maybe a yard, half a yard.
Half a yard. Or down, you want to do quarterback under center, quarterback sneak.
Do they do that? Do teams do that anymore? And they bring on the punt team.
Interesting.
And this is Ankeny's second punt of the night here. Gardner was out once before. I think first possession. Ankeny has not punted since the first possession of the game here. Now we're at the 5:35 mark. High snap to Gardner. He goes up and gets it away. Nice floating kick. Taken at the 45-yard line. Going backwards is Hollins. He's trying to get around. Penalty flag comes out. And Hollins is going to run, we'll say 40 yards to gain 2 before Nathan Richmond makes the tackle.
Flag on the 40-yard line. I think there was, as he tried to reverse field and they're in pursuit, I think a blocker got when the Ankeny Hawks in the back. That's going to bring the ball back from the 40. Probably should set it back around the 31-yard line. Hands in the back.
Let's see. Jeff was updating the out-of-town scores here just a minute ago, and I want to look again. Johnston 49, Ames 7, Bettendorf 14, Prairie 11.
Walking the back. Return team number 10. 10-yard penalty from the start of foul. Touchdown Roosevelt.
So it's a penalty against Roosevelt. Liberty up 21-7 on Linmar. Southeast Polk 28, Norwalk 13. Northwest leads City High 35-13. Dowling 17, Dallas Center Grimes 0. Valley still leads Urbandale 34-0. Waukee ahead of Kennedy 17-7. Here it is 42-0. Ankeny in control here of Roosevelt. And North has now scored twice to make it close against Sadell, the other game we have tonight on CISN. It's a quarterback keeper, and it's a dance party in the middle by Nab. And it is Levi Yeager who comes in to end the festivities.
Nab is more the runner versus Enerston. Nab came in 12 carries for 29 yards, so it's part of their offense. But that's one of the more positive things they've had is picking up 6 yards on a first down. I'd try to run some of that more, maybe get Harrison or Shields back into the flow of the game.
2nd and 4, 4.5 to play in the contest. Nab with it. Sends Wold in motion. Coming up and making a huge stop is Joey Sandvig. He was stunting the whole time. Read that play.
That's a great read by Sandvik. He had the call probably was the dive play, whoever the running back got. They tried to bounce outside. There's no going there. So most of the gain they had on first down was lost on that play. But a great play by Sandvik playing that hawk position coming across the line. You never know he's going to play an end. Is he a linebacker? It's a great call. It takes a good athlete to play at that position in multiple down position.
Isn't that an old Who song? Yeah. Who are you?
Yeah, who are you? Oh, there you are.
Nab rolls out to pass. Tucks it. Comes up. Baker there. Trice Baker and also Cooper Howe. And also, one more, Will Olhoff was in the ballpark.
Nab likes to run a little bit like Brett Favre. He has that ball in one hand. He holds it out like a loaf of bread, and he's kind of uses it for balance. And I think the coach just kind of takes a breath every time he runs it to the outside.
4th down and 9 yards to go as we approach 3 minutes. The 11th player comes on the field for Roosevelt. Zay to punt again. And it's blocked by his own player. It hit the back, chasing it in the end zone, falling on it, and scoring. Ankeny's touchdown is going to be credited to Benny Fairchild. He'll never, ever have a play like that again. He will remember that one forever. Benny Fairchild, rewind it, save it, clip it. That's in your memory book.
He's causing the lights to flash. And the big lineman, he fell out of the end zone. He was so glad that the punter didn't recover it, that he was there in the spot. I think it was a low kick that hit was up, man. His blockers went in there, and he's...
Benny Fairchild needs to buy Trice Baker a soda after the game, because Trice is the guy who pushed the punter out of the way so he could cover. Team effort there. Captain of the special teams, Baker, makes it happen. Extra point is up and good. For Landmesser. 49-0 Ankeny. The final 2:48 when we return. This is the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Landmesser the extra point after the touchdown by Benny Fairchild. Landmesser runs up on it, kicks it high. It's going to bounce. It's a live football. And Ankeny almost falls on it. Their first for the Hawks was Riley Edgeberg. Grayson Beeman just went on and fell. Grayson, the sophomore, getting a chance now. 2:46 to play. Ankeny 49, Roosevelt 0. Coming up in the postgame, Emma Eckhart has a couple of interviews in mind. Let's try to get those lined up. Bring those to you here.
We should get the right calls out there for all the new personnel they have. Make sure they get lined up properly.
It's the quick give and go, and stood up and driven backwards. Will Olaf took care of Tillman. Kamari Tillman. Or was that William Arnold? Was it 20 or was it 5?
There's Omhoff in there, putting him to the ground. Fans are cheering for
Grayson Beeman. Grayson is listed at 5'6", 140, and fans love him. So do his teammates. He gets his varsity play in here. 2nd and 10, a minute 52. Now Roosevelt brings the bunch in. They're going to throw. And it's complete at the 25-yard line to Wold. Bringing down the runner is Mason Otto. Wold gets close to the first down. He gets up to about the 31.
Yeah, Wold has not had, leading receiver coming in, has not had many opportunities to catch the ball tonight. The quarterbacks for Roosevelt under duress most of the night trying to get the pass off.
Nab at the quarterback position, sends those 3 receivers, brings them back into the bunch. as we're approaching the final minute of the game. Nab to throw, flushed. Eaton gives pressure and makes him throw it away. Also breathing down his neck was Fairchild. And it'll be 4th down for Roosevelt. The Rough Riders will have to run a play here.
4th and 1. They might try to bounce something outside. Look for the linebackers to cheat up.
Two receivers left and right for Nab. He brings in Wold. Here comes some heat. Nab is going to get the first down and get out of bounds. And unless Roosevelt calls timeout, and they don't, and that is how the game is going to end. Ankeny, no doubt about this one, beginning to end 49-0 as they improve to 2-1 on the 2025 campaign, setting up for a fantastic 2-1 crosstown matchup next week here at Ankeny Stadium with Centennial. As the two teams shake hands, we take a look at some of these stat lines. Ankeny, 11 of 19 passing for a total of 163. 29 rushes for 179 for a total of 342. Larmy 16 for 83. McDowell 4 for 30 and a touchdown. Larmy also a score. Roush 4 carries for 37. Passing, 2 catches for Fisher for 38. Larmy 2 for 21. Brandhorst 3 for 49. Carlson 2 for 43. And I think Hepp had 2 carries for 20. And that is what he had. Roosevelt finishes on the positive side. Wold 3 catches for 17 yards. Shields 10 carries, 15 yards. So a total of 29 yards of offense. So the Ankeny defense, Tim, put on a show tonight.
They did. They had a great game last week, against Waukee, but here they really shut things down as we thought they would. They had the capabilities to do so. They really held the rushing game, of Shields in there. Wouldn't let really put the quarterback under a lot of pressure. The defense had a few mistakes in there. Offense cleaned up a few things. A few penalties there, motion penalties, get those things cleaned up. They got a lot of carries from different people. It didn't rely on, Larmy only had 16 carries tonight, only 16 carries for 83 yards in a TD, but good balanced effort by the Ankeny team in a game they should have won.
A couple of post-game interviews will be coming your way here in a moment as the Roosevelt team goes to the far side of the 10 for their huddle, and the Ankeny team goes to the north side. As Emma looks around I saw her make the connection. She's now going after. The job of a sideline reporter is never done. You are always chasing players, and that's what she's trying to do right now. They're going to talk first, and then she's just got to make sure they don't go to the locker room after here. All right, so Tim, next week, Centennial has put up a lot of points in a lot of games this week. Ankeny, now this game, 49-0. I think you're setting yourself up for a pretty fun matchup next Friday night.
Yeah, instead of having it as the first game of the season, now we're looking at the 4th game coming in. Both teams will come in at 2-1. They've established their offense, who their players are, the defense they're playing at a high level. So I expect a really exciting game and a shootout next weekend. Hang on to your hats, because that crosstown rivalry is one of the best.
And you've seen it a time or two. We've seen it here. And
we've had some overtimes. We've had some interesting games. We've had upsets. It's always a doozy.
And let's take a look at next week's schedule if we could, because next week we've got volleyball and football on 2 nights and then a triple header of coverage next Friday night as we wait here for our post game. Southeast Polk and Waukee in volleyball on Tuesday night. Thursday, that's Cedar Rapids Jefferson. Or no, that's Perry at Des Moines North. And then Friday will be Ankeny and Centennial, Southeast Polk and Dowling Catholic, Valley and Waukee. 3 incredible matchups on this part of the state. Polk and Dowling, if you remember last year, I think triple overtime or double overtime. We watched it here.
Yeah.
I seem to remember Jeff was very busy watching that one. keeping us up to date. So.
And the weather we should have, this weather's supposed to last for another week, so we're looking at another good night, light breeze, the 60s and 70s, so great football weather.
All right, the huddle is broken, and now Jeff Bauer is headed towards Emma Eckhart for the post-game wrap-up with the big receiver, Andrew Brandhorst. Let's go down to Emma.
3 catches, 49 yards, and 2 touchdowns. How did the timing improve with you and Roush tonight?
Just in practice, working before and after, and throughout practice. It really helps. He grew up next to me, so we always have that chemistry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Congrats.
And it's always fun to have that chemistry, and Coach Bauer is down there, and he's now with Emma.
What a game tonight on both sides of the ball. What worked well for your team?
We just kept after it. Obviously, we have some good guys that can catch the ball and run the ball and block. And, too many penalties for us probably. I thought it was kind of sloppy offensively. Defensively, we did what we did. Lots of tackles for loss. Lots of, caused turnovers, which is a great thing.
How do you prepare for your rival of Ankeny Centennial next week?
It'll start Sunday. We just have to get here and prepare, do our film work, execute at practice, and be focused.
Thank you, Coach. Congrats.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jeff Bauer. Thank you, Andrew Brandhorst. Thank you, Emma Eckhart. That's right. All you can do is prepare.
Yep. I guess they didn't fall into the trap game tonight. They played well. A little sloppy at times. I think they kind of played down to their position. But, the defense in the backfield stopped a lot of drives. So it's a long week. These guys will put out a film. The coaches will put a great game plan together. So it's a great game to see.
It's almost an orange crush on that north end. You can't quite see just off to the left of the camera there. It is a sea of orange, and we're going to go into it now. Ankeny wins 49-0 next week. Huge game right here from this spot, Centennial and Ankeny. That'll be a top 10 matchup, most likely if Centennial sneaks into the polls. If not, it'll be just a darn good one. Ankeny wins 49-0 for the entire crew behind the scenes here in the press box as well. So long from Ankeny Stadium. Thank you, and good night.